Hi friends, it's Becky, and I'm going to be opening up my Adornable Elements Beads of the Month subscriptions for June 2025. There are 6 different Beads of the Month clubs that you can subscribe to at Adornable Elements. I subscribe to 3 of them, plus the Findings Companion Pack, which is an add-on subscription. The 6 that they have are 11O Seed Beads, Delicas, they're 11O size. Delica's Beads of the Month. You've got 2-hole Beads of the Month. You've got Hot and Trendy Beads of the Month. You've got Firepolish Beads of the Month. And you've got Gemstone Beads of the Month. And so the ones that I subscribe to every month, I get the 11O Seed Beads, Beads of the Month, the 2-hole Beads, Beads of the Month, and I get the rotating Beads of the Month because I am very indecisive. And when I was trying to decide which ones I wanted to subscribe to, I wanted all of them. So doing the rotating Beads of the Month lets me rotate through all 6 of them throughout the year. And this month's lands on the Firepolish Beads of the Month Club. So I'm going to be sharing some of the check glass Firepolish beads that came in this, and also the Findings Companion Pack that I've got with that. So let's move these aside and we will talk about each of these. I've got them already out in my paint palette so that we can get up close and personal with these beads and take a really good look at them. I really love this bead subscription. It gives me a lot of things to do. It adds to my bead stash, and it's really fun because sometimes I'll get a bead or some beads in here that I've never used before or that are kind of a challenge to me. And it'll be something that I maybe hadn't had thought to buy, and I might end up really loving them after working with them and using them for a while. So the first one up here along the top is my 11O Seed Bead Beads of the Month Club. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and bring this up closer so we can get a really good look at each of these beads. All right, first one I've got is the matte silver lined crystal, and each of these selections, by the way, you get a 12.5 gram bag. There's also a double subscription option, which would give you 25 grams of the same seed beads. So this one is matte silver lined crystal. It's a really wonderful neutral color. And then we've got some sandy color. The theme for this is shoreline. So you've got our sandy color here. It is sparkle metallic gold lined crystal. Isn't that great? A lot of these are actually a different color lined seed bead on the ones for this month. Next, we've got sparkle purple lined aqua luster. So it is an aqua colored bead with a purple lining, and that gives you this like really delicious kind of berry blue color with a little bit more dimensionality to it. Love that color of blue. Next, we've got some matte transparent light tea rose. That is this really pretty soft light pink peachy color. Next, we have some dyed silver lined dark coral. So this one is not quite red, but not quite pink or orange either. It is that beautiful color, coral color. After that, we've got semi-frosted blue lined crystal. So it is the crystal color glass with a blue lining. And then this is matte opaque shell. That's another really great kind of a neutral color. Soft peachy pink. And then this is Duracoat silver lined dyed persimmon. This is more of an apricot kind of a color. So you might look at both of these and say, oh, are they different? But you can see this one's a little bit more orange, and especially when you hold them next to each other. These are the containers that they come in for the 12.5 gram. So this is the persimmon, and this is the dark coral. All right, next let's move on to our 2-hole beads. The theme for this one is Brocade Succulent. And we've got some large 2-hole beads. These are Jet Red Green Luster Pyramid Hex. So they're hexagonal shape, like that. And then they have this pyramid shape as well. So they've got one pointy side, and they've got their 2 holes going through the side like that. On here, there are 5 in this subscription, and you can also get double for this as well. If you do a double 2-hole bead a month instead of 5, it would be 10, for instance. Then we've got some Chalk Light Green Luster Silky Minis. These are fantastic bead shape. I love minis. They've got the 2 holes going through the corners of the square, and then they've got a raised bump going diagonally across the top of that, just on one side. Then we've got opaque lilac gray crescent beads. And you know, I have to admit that I don't really use crescent beads very much in my designing, and I would like to do it more. So I think one of the personal challenges for myself this month is that I'm going to use these crescent beads in one of my designs. So you can look forward to that. I will figure out how to put it together. I'm actually been having some ideas looking at the beads that I've got here. I might incorporate some of the Firepolish beads that I got as well. Now this one, there were 7.5 grams in this subscription. Next, we've got some transparent amethyst dagger beads, and these dagger beads are 2-hole daggers, so they've got the 2 holes right up there at the top, and then they've got kind of a broad shape in that daggery shape. I love using 2-hole daggers. They can add a lot of drama to what you're doing, and there are 25 pieces in this subscription. Next, we've got opaque purple gray rainbow luster half Tila beads. You can see where the holes are on this and also their shape. These are, again, they're half Tilas, so the ones next to it is the full Tila. 2 of these equals the same size as one of those. So speaking of those Tilas next to it, there are light gunmetal color is the color for these Tila beads, and they're just these square shaped beads that have holes running through 2 of the parallel sides. It's 7.5 grams for each of these as well. And next we've got some polychrome mixed berry chevron. And chevron beads can be really fun because you can put them together, have them on some points. They can be really helpful when you're doing like an architectural type of shape with your bead weaving designs. So we've got this one, and there are 30 of them in this subscription. And last but not least, for more 2-hole beads, this Jet Vega Luster Super Duo. And it's almost coppery, but not quite. It's like a purpley bronze almost. It's a really cool color, and I kind of really love it, especially next to this persimmon 11-0 right up there. I think those 2 would be just amazing together. In fact, all 3 of these would be fantastic together, I think, in a design. All right, let's move down to our Firepolish beads of the month. The theme for this one is Plumeria, and the first one is a full Labrador half cab 6mm. So it's like a 6mm Firepolish, but just on the other side of its hole, you've got a flat section, and I think that would really lend this well to being part of maybe a bead embroidery design, because then it would lay flat against the fabric and you wouldn't have any weird like bump outs or something or need to fill in underneath it. It's kind of a really, really cool bead shape and pretty new to me, actually. It might work really well in some bead weaving designs as well for that type of Firepolish bead. Then we've got Meadowlark, that's this color here, 8mm round Firepolish beads. And there were 10 of these. I put 6 of them in this thing, so we've got that. Then we've got Jonquil Rondelles, and these have the flat ends from top to bottom, and then the faceting around the edges. And there were 50 of these. They are 6 by 3 millimeters in size, and that is a very bright cherry lemonade yellow. Next to that, these are Fuchsia Picasso antique style octagons. So you can see here when I've got the light coming behind it that that's not red, it is a fuchsia color. Very dark fuchsia, but still fuchsia. And there are 30 of these in here. They are 4 by 6 millimeter, or sorry, they're 6 millimeters in size. These are Jonquil Picasso gem cut donuts. So they, instead of having the flat sides, top and bottom, and like the rondelles do, they have rounded edges, but they still have those facets on the outside of them, and they've got this Picasso finish that gives it a lot more depth and a lot more neutral warm tones. So it's not the cool yellow. It's much warmer there. Then we've got rose round 6 millimeter fire polish beads, and this is so very pink. It is the pinkest pink. It's a very bright and vibrant pink color on that. And these are pink yarrow, round 3 millimeters. It's this metallic-y purple pink color for these 3 millimeter fire polish beads. There are 150 of these in this subscription, whereas like there were only 25 of the 6 millimeter. And then these are 4 millimeter, and there are 75 of them. And these 4 millimeter are crystal half silver rounds. So it's crystal on one half, and then you turn it over, and it's got that silver coating on the other side. And the silver coating, you know, is visible through the clear glass as well. It gives it a lot of dimensionality to have the two half colors on that. All right, so let's zoom back out a little bit and open up the Antique Copper Assortment 7 Findings Companion Pack. And this is an add-on subscription. It's not one of the Beads of the Month subscriptions, but I always find some really cool findings in the companion packs. Maybe some individual ones that I haven't seen anywhere else sometimes. All right. So the first thing that we've got is a 3-ring toggle clasp. Which is really cool, actually. And I think this would be a fantastic focal for a, not really a lariat design. Would it be like a lariat design? I know, something like that, where I could maybe attach some dangles here. We could have a strung design over that way that ended with this. And then this could go through. And for like a front closure sort of a design, this would be such a great finding for that type of design. I love that. I'm already getting ideas based on that. Next, we've got a round lobster claw. I do love a lobster claw. And this is a really cool shape for a lobster claw. Not something that I actually have a lot of. Fancy ball flower ear wire back. All right, so we've got these guys with the decoration on the front. It's got an open ring on the back that you would just move aside to get over. And then flower hook and eye clasp. That's not this, is it? No. You know what? I'm not seeing the button on here. So I'm going to say that this flower hook and eye clasp was actually just the button replaced for that. It's a little bit different. And then I don't know what this is. Might be, oh, a cord end. I know what this is. It's a cord end. So you can put the end of a, like a leather cord through there. And I don't know if this middle part would collapse to crimp it. It might. I'll have to check it and see. If not, you could glue it in there, but then you'd have a little loop on one end that you could attach a jump ring to, or a clasp, or something like that. So we've got some flower cord ends, which are really cool. These are very unique. I haven't seen cord ends with this these decorative designs, or I haven't used them anyway. But I also haven't seen them. It doesn't mean they don't exist. It just means this is new for me. All right, but then we do have a few other findings. We've got some fancy ball bead caps, and there are about 10 of these. And then some oval jump rings, and these are all in that antique copper color. There we go. All right, so there we have it. What year is it? Yeah, okay, yes, it's the June 2025 Adornable Elements Beads of the Month clubs for the 11 seed beads, the 2-hole beads, and Firepolish bead subscriptions. I have a code and a coupon code that you can use in the description. I'll put it down there. If you wanted to sign up, you could use that code and they will know to send you, if it's available, the same selections. If you sign up for 11 seed beads, for instance, you'd get the same seed beads that I do every month, or the 2-hole beads, or something like that. If you use my coupon code to sign up, and you'll also get a discount off of your first month subscription. They send out the same month's subscription as long as you subscribe anytime during that month. So if you wanted the June subscription anytime before the 30th of June, if you subscribe then, you'll get the June subscription if it is available. And then after that, you'll get things starting in July. But it's pretty cool that you can see somebody unbox it and say, hey, I want that, and not have to feel that fear of missing out. You can still get it as long as you subscribe within that month. Also, without subscribing, you can still contact Adornable Elements and say, hey, I saw those, let's say those chevron beads that Becky was showing on her site, or maybe some of these really cool half cab guys, and see if it is available to purchase separately. All I have to do is send them an email and they will check the stock and give you a price. Anyway, until next time, my friends, happy beading.